Alright, I feel like this is a very ideal backdrop. We got, well, you can almost see my other laptop over here. We got a Dungeons and Dragons poster, and then a random dragon poster. We got the toy wall. It's a beautiful wall of toys. Beautiful. And it's got a very nice, spacious look to it. And then there's Blueberry in the background. How you doing, Blueberry? He good. So today we're going to be talking about something very painful for me. But before we get into that, I want to sidebar and say my computer, this brand new computer I got like last week, it got hacked a few hours ago, and I've been on the phone with people trying to fix it for hours. And it's finally fixed, but uh, and my mom always wants me to get Norton. Norton 360. She's always bugging me about getting that thing. And I'm like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? The laptop came with a free trial of McAfee. So the customer service person started my free trial. I had never set it up. And then I followed the advice of a friend and got the free edition of Malwarebytes, downloaded that, and I think I'm good. Okay, so what happened was, uh, I think someone was using this program that I've heard of that basically spits out an IP address, and then you can go to that IP address and uh, do whatever you want. Well, you can look but not interact. And I think this person used something like that. I've heard of that thing, but I think someone used something a little different, meant to be a little more invasive. It popped up this window that was talking to me and saying that there was spyware and a Trojan virus on my laptop, and I needed to call this number or put in my username and password for something. I assume my Microsoft account. So I called the number and I'm like, I didn't put in my username and password. And the guy's like, okay, good. That's good. Because that's a scam. The whole thing was a scam. But anyways, so I'm listening to this guy and he says, all right, so um I'm gonna need some info from you just to sort of because he wanted to bill me for getting the Trojan and the spyware off my computer and unlocking it from the network because um, he said that Microsoft had basically stopped accepting it. And I was like, okay. So I gave him some information. I gave him my name, my phone number. I did not give him my debit card number. I didn't give him my anything to do with my bank account. So that's a saving grace, silver lining. But I don't think that's enough to steal my identity, like a name and a phone number. and a house address. There's actually, yeah, there's that. But so then he put me on hold. He wanted my email address. So I was like, okay, I'll go get my mom's email address since she's better with money. And they wanted to bill me like 190, and I was like, okay, I'll get my mom's email address. I can cover that. It doesn't matter, but I wanted my mom to deal with the financial problems if there's any rigmarole. So we we never got back on the phone. I was on hold for about 20 minutes, and then I decided, okay, I'll call from this customer service number that I got from looking up the Microsoft customer service. And I find out there's nothing wrong with my laptop. Someone had just opened a channel somehow, and they got into my laptop and they showed me all that stuff. I opened up my notepad, and we had typed out all this conversation that we were having on the phone as well. I'm sure that's so he didn't get any um, spelling errors when he was writing it down back wherever he was. And in the end, the customer service guy told me, okay, so we closed the channel. They started McAfee. They started my free trial that I never started. The free trial that came with the laptop, I just never set it up. So they got it set up, they started McAfee, and ran a scan. Everything came back clean. They said the channel that the hacker was using was closed. So I'm like, okay, everything's fine. But yeah, that was not cool. He gave me his first name, and he sounded very Indian. So yeah, now at least I know not to trust that guy if I ever hear that voice and that name again. But I mean, I didn't know any better. I didn't know what to do. I was lost on several levels. Am I wearing the same shirt that I was in the Sims video? I mean, if I am, then chalk it up to my laziness. It's not a batch recording. The Sims video was a few days ago, like three, maybe, yeah, about 3 days ago. And if I'm wearing the same shirt, yeah, it's just laziness. But anyways, on to what the video is actually about. Pokémon Brick Bronze is no more. It's basically the only reason I got Roblox. I heard that Pokémon Brick Bronze was a thing. I read an article on Looper, I think it was, and they said that it was like the hottest new Pokemon fan game, and I checked it out. I played it a lot. I really loved it, and now it's gone. Well, that was a great waste of time. Great way to waste time. And now I have this Roblox account that I don't really have any interest in. I mean, to be honest, I think uh, Nintendo was abusing their power when they threatened Lando, whoever's behind Brick Bronze, because, okay, look at the case between Nintendo and Pokémon Uranium. That was a justified case because there was no new mechanic, everything was the same. Uh, I think the map was a copy. The soundtrack, the the Pokemon creatures were all new, but I think everything else was the same. And what you need nowadays when you make a fan game, what you need to not get it shut down is a new mechanic. But what you need is a new mechanic, and that'll keep your fan game from being shut down. Brick Bronze had a lot of new mechanics. Okay? Look at the case between Street Fighter and Killer Instinct when those two went to court against each other. They came out with both their games surviving because all the differences were, well, all the similarities were just different enough. Like, some of the attack moves were like real fighting moves, things that actually exist. And you can't copyright that, you can't license that, so there was no jurisdiction there. And the moves that weren't like real fighting moves, they looked just a little bit different. And that's how both games stayed afloat. Okay? Brick Bronze had a lot of new mechanics that we've never seen from a Pokemon game, from a Game Freak Nintendo Pokemon game. We've never seen a fully online version of the game. Nothing like Brick Bronze. I mean, even the trading was online. Like, whoever was on your server, that's who you could trade with if they were in the trade room. And my idea on that, my thoughts, I think that was a great idea. That was a great sort of escaping point from everything Game Freak has ever done with Pokemon. You know, it's like Game Freak is the petrified dinosaur. They haven't evolved since as far back as I can think. They haven't evolved since Red and Blue. the games look better, the games have better graphics, but the type of game, the style, everything really looks the same. I mean, yeah, you got your side games, you got Pokemon Pinball, Pokemon Rangers, things with completely different themes and play styles and controls and feels. Mystery Dungeon is another one. But Game Freak just hasn't made anything like Brick Bronze. And the fact that Nintendo shut down Brick Bronze, or scared Lando into shutting down Brick Bronze, I think is just not professional. I don't know. Give me your thoughts in the comments, and rest in peace to all my Pokemon that I had captured and I had traded to own. Rest in peace, my Alakazam that I worked really hard on. Thanks, Nintendo. You know, all my DS games and my Game Boy games and all those devices, they're in Michigan. They're at Ashley's house. I left them when I was in Michigan for a day, and I don't have any Pokemon games. I'm losing my mind. And I didn't want to get ROMs on this new laptop because who knows what you could get. You know, there's no way to check and see if they're reliable. But yes, rest in peace to all the Pokemon I caught and traded for. And I was working towards something. I was grinding my Meowstic and Ninjask, trying to get them both to level 30 because I had a team that I was going to face the third gym with. I was only at the third gym, the water gym. That was as far as I got, Rose Cove. And I had a team that I was going to face that gym with. And I was grinding them all to level 30. And I only had Meowstic and Ninjask left. Those were the only ones that didn't get to level 30. There was Kingler, Poliwhirl, Palpitoad, Ninjask, Meowstic, and Psyduck. And so all of them were at level 30 except for Ninjask and Meowstic. And yeah, I was trying to grind them all to that point so I could face the third gym. And I didn't have enough time, I guess. Well, I guess I wasted like, how long have I been playing this? A few months. Maybe a year? No, I don't think the game's even been out that long. I have no idea. Well, when did I come back home? I came back home from Ohio, um, or Michigan. I left for Ohio. I left Kentucky for Ohio. Then I left Ohio for Michigan, but I only stayed in Michigan for a day. Then I came back to Kentucky. And when did I get out of Michigan? I was thinking it was like August something. I don't know. I was thinking, but let me see here. How long was I gone? Yeah, I left for Ohio June 25th, 2017. I left Ohio for Michigan August 15th, 2017. I left Michigan August 16th, 2017. I came back to Kentucky. So that was a thing. So I guess it wasn't 2017 yet, but add like six, add 7 months to that. Because I did nothing for pretty much 7 months when I came back. I don't know when I got uh, when I found Brick Bronze, but I got very attached to Brick Bronze. That's all I know. I don't even know what kind of Pokemon was in that gym, but tell me in the comments if I would have made it. Because everyone else was at like level 27 at the most. Every other Pokemon I faced. And Battle Pier, don't you think it was a little odd that the guy at the end that gave you the King's Rock, don't you think it's a little weird you didn't have a Pokemon battle with him? Oh well. It's all gone now. It's gone forever. We're never gonna play it again. At least I got through Battle Pier. That was completely pointless. I got a King's Rock out of it. Maybe I could have got a Poliwrath, but now I'll never know. But yeah, so that was a lot of time wasted. And I just think Nintendo was not justified with what they did. I think they abused their power in that instance, and that's all I really have to say on the matter. Peace.